All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Evil Eye coming to you again with a preview of the Arsenal versus Burnley game. Decided to do a little bit early this week because why not? So quick thoughts over the game. For me, this is just about us keeping the foot down on the pedal. I've mentioned this phrase before. I think we need to keep going and keep doing it. Just had a quick look at the fixtures and oh man. Our February is set to be fuck up February. That's all I'm going to say. We got some real difficult fixtures. To be honest with you, starting next week, in my opinion, that Southampton tie, I was gutted when we got Southampton away. I just thought, oh, what? Why? Because we struggle against that team typically. Even with our best team, never mind with a slightly weakened one. So my next preview, I guess, will be quite interesting because even for me, because I dither and debate about what kind of team and approach to go for that game. Having said that, this Burnley game should be a fairly routine one if we perform the way we should perform. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. For me, Burnley are playing out of their skin at the moment. They're playing well above expectations. They're 10th in the league. Which doesn't sound like much if you're like, well, 10th in the league. This is Burnley we're talking about. Up until 2 years ago, I think there was a stat that they spent like 48 million in their entire history. So this is Burnley Football Club we're talking about here. So they're playing amazingly well. They've mastered the art of being difficult to beat, particularly at home. Away, they're not playing too badly as well. They're giving a good account of themselves. I think that was a thing with Burnley before. I think Burnley quickly realised that, they couldn't just trust their home form to take them through games. They had to be a very steady, sturdy team. And through all the Costa drama and the Payet drama and Chelsea running away with the league and various other little bits and bobs that are happening, the thing that is going under the radar is how well Burnley's doing. And with it, they're just, people are not noticing. They're kind of just flying under the radar, just quietly doing their thing. It's very important for us to be switched on. For whatever reason lately, we're not starting games well. And it almost takes us to go behind or to get to half-time before Wenger, I don't know, apparently I'm going to give Wenger the credit and show him the benefit of the doubt. And Wenger talks to the team, and they come out fighting, they come out battling. I would like us to kill the game off nice and early rather than having Wenger having to do that. I don't know why. I have a good feeling about this game. I think we'll perform well. Sorry, I had that kind of horrible burp was trying to come out, but I didn't know when to do it. Anyway, so yeah, I lost my flow there. So I've got a good feeling about Sunday's game. Just have a feeling that I think if we do the things we're supposed to do, everyone plays the way they're supposed to play, we'll win that game. And I've just got a feeling that Ozil will come out with a big game on Sunday. We need him to. Hasn't turned up for last couple of months, if we're being honest. In fact, if we're really being honest, since the Chelsea game. Played reasonably well against Swansea. I wasn't gushing over it the way some people were, but I thought he showed some nice touches here and there, did his thing here and there, but I need to see that more. I would like to see that more. The fans need to see it more, just so that we don't completely lose faith with him. So what would be my hope for 1 to 11? Well, my hope for 1 to 11 would be this. I stay with Czech. I know people are losing their faith with Czech. I'm not quite losing my faith with him as rapidly as some people, but I do think Ospina is closing the gap. It's a shame. Maybe just age is catching up with him. I don't know. He does get beaten at his near post sometimes, and I don't know. I expect someone, and we all expect someone of Czech's quality to be able to be secure everywhere. Now, that was the point of paying 10 million for a 33-year-old. They're supposed to be strong everywhere. I still think he's got it. I still think he'll be fine. Get back to basics. I'm so happy for him that he kept a clean sheet last week. Hopefully that will give him some confidence, and I think he'll be fine for this game, and he'll start this game for me. Gabs really impressed me last week. Given the fact that he was playing at right back, he's really starting to make that position his own. Can't cross worth a damn, and may need a workhorse next to him. At least someone with enough flair quality to be able to play in front of him. I would like to see that come into his game a little bit more, but he's a centre back, almost learning the role as he goes. So all things considered, I think he's doing well. I think the fact that he's playing there instead of a Carl Jenkinson or a Debussy tells you all you need to know about the latter two. So I'm all right with him playing there. And hopefully he'll step up. Hopefully he will step up. Because to be fair, when we took Gabriel out of the team, all of a sudden, we're not keeping clean sheets. And then he came into the team last week, and what do you know? A clean sheet happened. So who knows? Maybe Gabriel, with all this playing that he's had recently, is really enjoying it and is making him raise his game more. And Lord knows we just need anyone to be able to raise their game against a Premier League team. So I'm happy for him to step in at right back, and that would be the right back that I'll play on Sunday. I think you've got to go with Mustafi and Koscielny. I think probably it's going to be a case with Mustafi that the more games he plays, the better he'll be. He's still technically undefeated as an Arsenal player in the Premier League. It's got to be worth something. I know I don't normally look at things like that either. I can already hear you saying it. But I think it's got to be worth something, if for nothing else, the mentality is right. I am a harsh critic of Mustafi, but I'm hoping that after a run of games, he'll be back up to top notch. Maybe he's just a Ramsey type in that it takes him a few games to get to the pace, get up to the pace of the game. So I'll play him alongside Koscielny. Monreal, I'd play as left back. Apparently, Gibbs is expected to be back on Saturday. In fact, he was supposed to be back last weekend, but he's expected to be back this Saturday. To be fair, you guys know I'm a Gibbs fan. I prefer Gibbs there this season. Having said that, Monreal has found his limitless pills and is back up to the level we need him to be playing. He's playing really, really well. Last week, where I had a little bit of concern that Barrows might just do him again, but he rose to the challenge and arguably played the best out of the centre. And he's had a couple of games where he's been the best out of the defenders, really. For the past few games, I would say he's been the best out of defenders. So maybe Mr. Consistency is back. Let's hope and pray. But there's no need to take him out of the team. Unfortunately for Gibbs, his injury came at the worst possible time for Gibbs. That was the one time we needed Gibbs to just step up and show his worth. But quite frankly, as long as one of us two is playing at the level we need to play them, I don't mind. So I'm happy for Monreal to continue. Hanroll Ramsey, as Troops would say, has got to start. You guys know I do not like Ramsey. Quite frankly, we have no other option. So I start Ramsey. And to be fair to him, he played okay last week. Should have scored, but didn't do anything horrendous. Didn't overplay the ball. Didn't hit as many sideways passes as he normally does. Still can't create worth a damn. But I still think, who knows, maybe Giroud worked his way into purple form. And I noticed Giroud and Ramsey are like that. They're the type of players that it takes them a while to get there. And then when they get into purple form, oh my goodness, they're unstoppable. The only problem with Giroud is Giroud does it much more often than Ramsey does. But I don't know. Let's see with Ramsey. He's starting, and he'll start alongside Xhaka, who played better last week. I still want to see more from him. As I said in my last review, I think perhaps it's a little bit harsh to tell, given the fact that we're asking him to play a slightly different role, that we shouldn't be so quick to judge him. And maybe I need to remember that also. So I would play Xhaka alongside, I said Giroud, didn't I? Look, I'll play Xhaka alongside Ramsey and go with those two in my middle two. So who would I go with my wingers? Well, obviously Alexis out left. I just think you've got to put Alexis in the team. Let's face it, he's unlikely to stay out left. Pretty much he plays wherever the hell he wants to play. So, but you start him out left. You got to go with the Iwobi out right. You just got to go with the form player. Had a fantastic game. Best game I've seen him have in an Arsenal shirt this season for Wobs. And long may it continue. I thought he was playing really well, played with good freedom, good creativity. I want to see that continue against Burnley. There's no reason why it shouldn't. My only worry about that, though, is that Burnley do have very physical, strong defenders. And my worry is that if his stuff ain't working for a little while, he might let his head sink down and he might not know what to do. But then again, that's when you bring on someone like an Ox to just run at them. Theo is meant to be possibly fit for the game. Ox is obviously fit for the game. So it'd be interesting to see if he goes with the Iwobi. I expect him to go with the Iwobi. And then number 10, Ozil. For some reason, I have a feeling he'll have a big game. Don't know why. Have that feeling. So let's hope and pray that he gets back to being Mesut Ozil. Who? So hopefully he'll have a big game. Set up a couple of assists for the main man, Giroud, who, let's face it, is on fire at the moment. There's no other way to describe it. It's really ridiculous. Sometimes when you describe Giroud and describe the fact that he's on fire, you're almost in like this apologetic type of tone. Like kind of, oh, yeah, Giroud is actually on fire. So, Giroud is on fire. He's our main man at the moment. And you got to just say that without smiling or sniggering, like I'm trying not to snigger right now. But he is. He's our main man. He's killing it at the moment. The man scored something like 13 goals in 18 shots. That's lethal statistics. And I do think that against Burnley's big defenders, you might need a Giroud to just break that down a little bit, or at least tire those defenders out, so that if a Welbeck or a Perez or a Walcott needs to come on, then so be it. So that would be my hopeful 1 to 11. To be honest, I expect him to go with that 1 to 11. It is the exact same 1 to 11 that started against Swansea. I don't see there being any changes. And to be honest, I don't see why there would be any changes. We won so well, may as well keep going. I hope that Perez figures at some point. I would still like Perez to start more games. I probably expect him to start next week against Southampton in the FA Cup. So with that in mind, I don't see him quite yet starting this game. Having said that, I would like to see him figure at some point. I'd like to see Welbs figure at some point and you know, influence the game somehow. So let's see. I'm going to stop my rabbiting anyway. You guys let me know what your 1 to 11 would be. If you're listening to me for the first time, hit that subscribe button. Obviously, if you're on Twitter, do follow me at Colossal Chick. And I will be with you guys soon. Planning something. As always, wait and see. That's all I'm going to say. Until then, I'll do my review either, well, it'll be Sunday evening, won't it? So just wait till Sunday evening and hopefully you guys will catch me soon. All right. Take care, people. Peace.